All right, we are just minutes removed from the first 3 hour Friday night SmackDown. The first SmackDown of 2025. Welcome into this little SmackDown review episode where I just want to cover some of the big topics. First and foremost, the 3 hour Friday night SmackDown. A bit interesting, I'm not gonna lie. It does have a little bit of flaws, but at the same time, it is, still a work in progress. I like the little flow that it had in between, but the commercial breaks can be a little bit iffy here and there. There's some things that I liked about SmackDown tonight. There were some things that I didn't. The one big like that I have from SmackDown tonight was finally Tiffany Stratton cashing in her women's Money in the Bank contract. Her winning the women's championship after an absolute banger of a match between Nia Jax and Naomi again on Friday Night SmackDown when we had the little swerve almost at the end, which was like incredibly well done. I thought that was actually really cool to actually see that little swerve. I was a little bit upset, which was like, oh no, please do not do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't let this girl not cash in again when the opportunity is perfect. It's right there. That was really cool. That was clever. It was sublicitly clever. Like, oh my goodness. And that I can't lie. Um, one of the best swerves ever. The cash in rate for the Money in the Bank is still 100% on the women's side. And I am so happy that Tiffany Stratton finally cashed in. There were so many opportunities that she could have, should have cashed in, like literally in the last couple of weeks, especially as Survivor Series during the War Games match. That would have been a clever, incredible little swerve to add into it, but they actually did it really perfectly. People will get on Triple H for like the long-term booking that he does that sometimes really doesn't make any sense, but good grief. What a way for Tiffany Stratton to start off her 2025 after an incredibly strong 2024 where she had her last little minutes in NXT, got called up to the main roster, and it's just on fire. She is on fire. I believe she is the future of the women's division if she's not already. And if anything is true, her run is going to continue to incredibly grow as time goes by. And I do believe she will continue to be one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I don't know what her direction will be for WrestleMania, but it will be close to see. It'll be cool to see just what she does in the coming months. It started off really well. SmackDown started off really well with Cody Rhodes coming out. Cutting his simplistic babyface promo like he always does, getting a huge reaction as always. If anything is true, I think Cody Rhodes is the top babyface champion that we've had in years. He's the best babyface champion that wrestling has had in quite some time. In a time period where we've had heel champions over and over and over for like the last several years, and champions who would be off TV for quite some time, or champions that just one directional. Cody Rhodes is perhaps the most legitimate, real life, best consistent champion that there has been in some time. It was interrupted by Drew McIntyre, who we got a great shock appearance from. I did not expect Drew McIntyre to be on SmackDown tonight. And then we got a Kevin Owens attack, which led to a nice little brawl. That was one of the little keys that happened on SmackDown. There was a nice little confrontation that was had backstage between Kevin Owens, Jimmy, and Jay, which is leading me to think that there will be a confrontation down the line between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that will lead to a WrestleMania match, and I hope it does. I don't mind seeing another Kevin Owens Sami Zayn WrestleMania match because those two tore it up at WrestleMania 37, but that was in like a lessened crowd than it was supposed to be. If they get a bigger crowd in Las Vegas, it should be awesome to see that match for sure, and I will try to my best to watch that live in Allegiant Stadium. Nakamura beating Andrade with LA Knight making his claim to the United States Championship again. That should be a rematch coming down at some point. The tag team match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, absolute banger that ended in a disqualification. We're probably going to get a fatal 4-way tag team match at some point for the tag team titles between Garza and Alberto, and also Pretty Deadly with DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. Why do I have a feeling that Pretty Deadly might win the tag team titles? I have a feeling. Also, did anybody really see the change that SmackDown has now? SmackDown has a blue mat. I like that. So I hope that's something that stays for the long run. A blue mat for Friday Night SmackDown, maybe a black mat for Monday Night Raw, or if not, maybe a red mat. I don't know, but I like the little aesthetic change. I like the little aesthetic change. I think some people won't really notice that, even with like the no stage kind of thing. It doesn't really matter. But DIY and Motor Machine Guns had a fantastic tag team match. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa had a nice little promo back and forth. With now the stipulation goes, if Paul Heyman's going to be holding the Ula Fala, and if Roman loses, Paul Heyman will be Solo's wise man, which should be interesting. That should be very interesting. Other than that, not many other plots that happened on Monday night or Friday night SmackDown. Michin defeat Piper Niven. We're probably gonna get a U.S. title match between those two. Apollo snitching on, Apollo and Pretty Deadly had a little backstage segment which led to that disqualification. And that's pretty much it. Cody did also have a talk with Nick Aldis. And again, I think that's pretty much it. We are waiting on a lot of other things, but the road to WrestleMania is here. We're about to kick off strong. This is a great way to kick off. This is a great way to kick off SmackDown, or this is a great way to kick off 2025 on the WWE side. And next week is going to be a huge night for SmackDown as well. Another 3-hour show, which is going to be the permanent juice for what it is. And also, we got LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title next week. There's some things happening. Other than that, huge. Raw on Netflix should be amazing. Unfortunately for me, I won't be able to tune in because I work till 11 that night. And if I didn't work until 11, I would 100% be going live. I would 100% have a review. But I will have to watch Monday Night Raw probably when I get home. Watch for those couple of hours on Netflix. And then post my review around maybe 2-3 a.m. in the morning, but I will do my best to get that up. Other than that, hope everyone did enjoy SmackDown tonight, and we're here for the long run. This year should be more consistent and flowing with my upload schedule. I will do my best to post videos almost every single day, and if not every single day, at least there will be a video up once every week. 1 or 2 videos every week, I promise. So, and I will be doing predictions again soon. I will also be going back to watching New Japan. I also will be going back to watching Impact. I also will be getting back to like I said, I'll be getting back to watching every bit of wrestling that I possibly can. So, just like how the channel was before, this isn't just a WWE AEW wrestling channel. This is a wrestling channel, period. I want to watch all wrestling. I want to get to all wrestling as much as I can. So, with that being said, I love you all. Make sure y'all have a wonderful night. Peace out and love to everyone. Happy weekend.